boasting a population of about 170 million people in Nigeria in 2014, the World Health Organization, WHO, in its non-communicable diseases country profile, shows that the proportional mortality from non-communicable diseases in the country is 34% of the population. Asthma is one of these diseases. A professor of medicine and consultant chest physician at the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital in Osun State, Professor Gregory Erabo, explains that asthma, a chronic condition of the airways in the lungs, is caused by a combination of two factors and characterized by variable and recurring symptoms.
Asthma can be looked at in two ways: nature and nurture. For you to have asthma, you must have had someone in your family who has asthma or asthma-like kind of disease. So the first cause is genetics, so it has to be gene. Then the second one is the environment. So when gene and the environment meet together, we have the symptoms of asthma. If a person begins to find it difficult to breathe, his chest is tight, he's making a noisy breathing, and he finds he's coughing, and it happens more in the night, and when there are trigger factors like small insect cause the house dust mite, pollens, or the person is exposed to exhaust of fumes, pungent odors, or exercise, cold or sometimes cold water, and then some infections like viral infections. When you see that, you know that the person is asthmatic. There are so many reports on the various number of people in Nigeria, but I can tell you that in this country, for sure, about 15 to 20 million people will be said to be suffering from asthma.
Because some other medical conditions such as bronchitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and congestive heart failure can also present with similar symptoms, there's a diagnosis method for asthma.
What I have in my hand is a peak flow meter. This can be used to make a diagnosis of asthma. What you do is just for you to blow into it, something like this, and then it measures a value. People who have asthma tend to have a lower flow when they measure it, and then people with normal lung function, their peak flow will be higher.
Whether it's allergic rhinitis, exercise-induced, cough variant, or occupational type of asthma, management of the condition is important to prevent fatality.
Asthma can be well managed. What we do is that we give patients medications. So they have medications they have to take. There are medications they take that cause relief of their symptoms whenever they have the difficulty in breathing and wheezing. But better than that, there is also the preventer medication. They reduce the inflammation, and then the person can now have very well controlled asthma. But apart from medication, there are other things patients would also have to avoid. Lifestyle is also important. Lifestyle and management is also important. Avoidance of triggers.
Asthma usually has its onset in childhood or adolescence. However, adults may develop asthma without a previous history of the disease. Scientifically, asthma cannot be cured, but appropriate management can control the disorder and enable people living with the condition to enjoy a good quality of life. Yomi Otaigbe reporting for Channels Television News.